you're young, you're just an animal.
Well, no, yeah, you are. And then you think about it, man. Like you have a day where you feel good. Yeah, that's a rarity. And you're like, man, I feel good today.
I know it is. And you like I said, I felt. Now, looking back on my younger self, I feel like I was just an animal. And now, man, it's like I'm tired. Something hurts. I don't know what it's going to be every day, but something's going to hurt. My back.
Yep.
You know, I'll just be going to the bathroom and try to like bend over to like just lift the toilet seat up and be like, you know, just where my back locks up.
My wife put my socks on today before I came
here. That's where we're at, man.
Well, you two both got bad backs right now, though. So having a junkie back's terrible, man.
I was telling Jimmy on the way up the stairs, I wish I was like physically 25 again.
I know.
But the same mental state.
Yes. That's the thing. Because you're not only an animal physically, you're an animal in your mind too, and that's not good, you know.
Your brain is still developing.
Yeah,
you know.
I think mine is still developing right now.
Mine's regressing.
Well, you learn. You know, we keep learning. You know, learning for you know our entire life. So your brain. I don't know that it develops anymore. Is there an age where they say your brain stops developing?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's your mid to late 20s.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't mean your capacity for learning.
No, it just means your brain physically stops developing.
But I know this, man. I used to have a really good memory, and I do not anymore.
Yeah.
Mine is selective. Like IT, I can remember everything.
Yeah.
But if I couldn't even remember where I ate, like 30 minutes after where I went the other day, I was like, where do we go eat?
You know, I forget when you're logging in or you're setting up like a new app or something, and they give you a code, and it's like, I forget those numbers in that code. They're like 6 numbers. I have to like go back 3 times and look at my email.
I like the ones that you do it and
where
then
it just populates.
Pops up and says, "Do you want to use this code from text messages?" Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I know it's necessary, but I hate MFA, man. I hate MFA.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't hate it because, like I said, I know it's the necessity of it.
Well, it's there for your security.
The headache of it sucks.
Yeah.
You guys are using the wrong ones then. Duo is the greatest.
Well, that's what I use is Duo. But I'm not talking about that so much as I am like he's talking about when like anything you do, they're like, okay, you know, sign on to Amazon, here's a code, and then you put the code in. Like I said, I know it's necessary. No, I use Duo too. I like Duo. Yeah. Duo's super simple, man.
Yep.
It's not bad. It really to be.
I got mine desktop integrated too.
Yeah.
So I just have to have my phone near my computer.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And
so
it
what is that?
Automatically generates the code.
Is that Bluetooth?
It's Bluetooth. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I need to.
Maybe
turn that bad boy on.
Yeah.
But I also use Authenticator for some stuff. You know.
Yeah, I have to use Microsoft Authenticator because a lot of companies like for Azure, like they don't want to pay for Duo.
Yeah.
They use the free Microsoft.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, you can even use the password app on your phone for codes, you know, and it's actually, to be honest, it's one of the easiest, you know, but it's the only kind where you you have to put a code in. Like, so I have like software that I log into every day, and every day I got to put username, password, and a randomized code that changes every 30 seconds or a minute or however long it is. I think it's probably about 30 seconds, but I don't know. Just technology, man. Technology is just, man, it's so crazy how much technology has advanced in, you know,
relatively a short amount of time.
Yeah. Even if because you could say something like 100 years, but dude, even 20 years.
Yeah.
Dude, in 20 years, technology has moved so far forward, man. It doesn't even seem real.
Yeah.
Think about this stuff, man. When we were young, the things that we have now, you know what I mean? I mean, we rode our bikes around town because it wasn't nothing to do. And now, I mean, you got the world in your pocket with a phone.
That's why these young kids, like getting their license, like right when they turn 16 is almost like not a thing. Like, you know, we talked about that, man. The day, 16, 1 month and 1 day, I was there at the driver's
could not wait
license branch, just waiting.
Could not wait. Yeah. Could not wait.
But like you said, they got the world at their fingertips.
They do, man. They everything they need, man. And they play so many games that are, and let's just be honest, like we had video games, but they were cool for an hour or so.
Yeah.
The games they got now, man, they get immersed in worlds, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it makes kids brilliant, and at the same time makes them
soft.
Yeah, and back, like backward.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like they talk about autism and a lot of it being caused by like vaccines or whatever they think it is, food, whatever. Everybody's got an opinion on it. But I wonder how much of it is just antisocial behavior built by being in front of a screen. You know what I mean? Where they don't.
There's no instant repercussion like we used to have to deal with.
Right.
No.
Yeah. No real time results.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't deal with people in a real, like, in a relational way.
Yeah.
Like the people they talk to are faceless. You know what I mean? Like you're right. There's no consequences.
Yeah.
They can say whatever they want to whoever they want, and there's not, like, we couldn't do that. You had to be careful who you talk to in certain ways. You know, I've heard my kids talking on the video game, and I've told them, I'm like, man, if you were talking to me like that, I'd wrap you in your mouth, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what is wrong with you? And it's just there's no. It's like it's like this world where they get to live for free, man. They can do whatever they want, and they can be military bomb squads. They can be, flying airplanes. They can be, look at all these, they can be running around in a city being a gangster. They can do anything.
I know at one point our boys were playing some truck driving game where, like, they were all they were in 18.
That was all of our boys.
They were all playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the good thing is about our kids, though, is that we all get together.
Yeah.
All of us, because we're close, and all of our kids get together, so they still get out.
They do. I got a couple
That's
that
true.
don't.
That is true.
I mean, I got really one that don't really much.
Yeah.
But Sam and Travis get out some.
Yeah.
But not much.
Yeah. And then obviously Mikey's always in the mix, and then Jay will grace us with his presence every once in a while.
But okay, that's a good point. What's the main difference in Mikey?
I don't know.
He's never been a gamer.
No, he's never really been.
He played for fun every once in a while with them,
Yeah.
but he was always not interested. He wanted to be outside. He was more. He was more before. Yeah, he did not play game, and now he don't play video. He'll play like 2K or something, for fun. But even that, you can tell wears on him. He gets done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he gets on kicks, doesn't he, with the boys where he'll play.
Yeah, him and Ryan play basketball.
2K.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But
pretty much.
like I said, 2K. That's what he plays. But you don't see him getting in on. I'm getting on Steam and I'm going to find all the, he's different. He's wired different like that.
That's how Ryan is too. Like he's playing intramural basketball right now.
Oh yeah, is he?
Yeah.
That's
like
cool.
as a video game?
No, it's like
like actually out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Intramurals, man.
Yeah.
If Mikey
I didn't know if that was a video game, an intramural basketball video.
Sure, they
game.
probably got
That's
one.
what I'm saying.
Probably. But like if Mikey calls him up, hey, you want to go play cornhole? You want to go play basketball? He'll drop the video game in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He would rather be out doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That's how the world used to be.
Yeah.
Video games are what you did on rainy days.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, like you said, we didn't have much of a choice, and then the video games we did play were not.
I remember we got Nintendos. That like when Nintendo come out, I got a Nintendo, and I thought it was everything. But I wanted to play that when there were no other options.
Right.
That wasn't my go-to. Right. I mean, it was fun. Probably the first week I got it, I wanted to sit there and play it all the time. But after that, and the only game I ever really played was like Pitfall. That was Atari.
Yeah, that was going back to Atari.
Yeah, and then
Super Mario Brothers, Contra.
Yeah, professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Contra was a big one.
Contra
I
was a
did
real
like
big
Contra,
one.
boy,
Yeah.
especially when them cheat codes got out.
Oh
baby.
yeah, what was it? What was it? Left, right, left,
Up, down, left, right, left, right. A, B, B, A, start. Yeah. Duck Hunt.
Yeah, you had to get the gun out with that.
Yeah, man. There was some old video game, and you know what's funny is even my kids now, like, they love playing those old vintage games. Yeah. They went to the store the other day and bought a PS2. Yeah, they set a. You've seen it. They set a thing up in the garage. They got like a TV out there and a PS2, and they're playing like the Peter Jackson King Kong. Well, one of them, they were playing like just some old games, man, that you wouldn't even think that they would when they were small, when they were little, which is, they're 26. Yeah. We talk about these kids, they're 26 almost, 25. And that's what they do though, they play, now all of them, their main thing is they play computer games. Yeah. They play games on the PC, man. Which, to be honest, like I know, producer Rick, you play PC games though, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I never wanted to sit there and play with like like the keyboard and all that. That seems very intensive.
So is that what you're doing, playing on keyboard, or do you have like a joystick or? controller? I say joystick. Is there a joystick anymore?
I'm pretty deep into it. I got what's called a Tartarus. It's half of a keyboard. It's like 20 keys on my left hand, and it's a mouse on my right hand.
Okay.
And I lay back like this.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Now Trevor loves playing the flight simulators.
Okay.
So he's got like the sticks on both sides, like the one that's like your throttle and the ones that's like the steering. He's playing like he plays like these I don't know. Apparently there's more than you would think, but he plays like the main. What's the one that everybody knows? Man,
I don't know. I know the truck driving one they're doing.
Yeah.
There's actually stick shift and you can buy a gas, brake, and clutch.
Yep.
Really?
They're talking about getting deep into it.
Goodness.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
It is a time to be alive.
5 years from now when we're doing this and this pops up again, we'll be like,
yep.
It's going to be so
that stuff
even more
that stuff will be completely gone, man, because everything changes so fast. I said, I told you a little bit, man, what's crazy. Have you guys seen the missing scientists?
Oh man.
Dude.
Yes.
There's 11 of them. At first it was 8, now it's up to 11. They're either dead or missing, and every one of them have been working on or know about like the anti-gravity travel thing that pretty much what like Bob Lazar describes.
I literally watched a thing with Tim Burchett from Tennessee.
Yeah.
I like that guy a lot.
I like him too. Yeah.
And he was talking to Piers Morgan, who's, I love him or leave him. But I mean, he's talking about all of that, and they're getting ready to release papers on supposedly everything they know about UFOs.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't think they'll ever release everything because supposedly that they are saying there's a way with that technology that they can deliver nuclear bombs almost instantaneously or weapons of anything. Like they could, so it could leave from here and be in Russia in almost instantly. They said the way that it works is like somehow that, I don't know, it's like it bends space and time or something, and it's able to almost travel like instantly within seconds, right? And there's instances that they have where they've seen these things on radar, and it went from like, I don't know, 50,000 feet in altitude or 100,000 feet in altitude or whatever it was to sea level, like in 1 second.
And so these are things that we thought were impossible prior.
Yes.
I mean, that is defying the laws of gravity.
Yes.
And it doesn't
Everything
disturb
we
the
know
water.
about it.
Yeah.
It can hover above the water and take off, and there's no disturbance.
So they say they say they call it anti-gravity because they really honestly just can't figure out what else to call it.
Right.
Because it doesn't really act like gravity. It acts like it kind of acts like poles of a magnet. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is like, so like the whole thing, man, like S4 is really good, man. I watched S4 and I rented it.
The Bob Lazar thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm ashamed to say I haven't watched it yet.
Man,
I want to watch it.
It's really good, man. So they had the device that they were, testing with it. And it's really funny because it's like, so it's like this square platform, yay big, not very big. And inside of it is like a little tower. Mm-hmm. Inside that little tower is a little pyramid or a little wedge of element 115. Yeah, element 115. Mm-hmm. And then a dome that goes over all the top of it. And then there are these transceiver things or transmitters that are these big long tubes, and if they turn it in a certain direction, it activates that thing. Mm-hmm. And then literally you cannot touch it, right? You push against it and you can't, there's like a field around it. You can't touch it. But here's the thing. The thing's not, the thing on the platform, it's just sitting there. And as you push against it, it don't move. It doesn't call you. So if you like poles of a magnet, like if you had a magnet on the ground here and you put the like pole toward it and you put it toward it, it would move that magnet away, right? The force would push it. Yeah. It doesn't move it. So they don't really like, they're like, we call this anti-gravity, but really we call it that because we don't really have a term that can explain what it is, and or why.
So they were tasked with reverse engineering this.
Yes, but I don't think they got very far.
Okay. He said the guy he replaced, he's pretty sure he died because he was messing with that reactor that was in that case that you're talking about.
Died because of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure. He said the guy that he either got hurt or died. He don't know, you know. And then he started working with that Barry guy, and Barry's the one who's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to show you all this," and start showing him. And it was crazy because then they go in it shows them go in the craft, and if everything's accurate and Bob Lazar's telling the truth, which, you know, man, the thing about Bob Lazar is like he's not like a UFO freak. He don't really care. He's just not in. It's not like he's a weirdo about it.
He's not even on social media.
They said that's why it's kind of what makes him believable. But
plus, he's been telling the story since the 80s.
Yeah.
And he was describing these things in the 80s.
Yep.
And what people are seeing now,
it matches. Yeah. But inside the craft, they're like these little bitty chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Like little bitty chairs. So what they call them, like gray men or whatever.
Yeah.
And like he never seen an alien, but it's like,
it's funny. I have not seen this, but I've watched so many interviews of him that I know exactly what you're talking about.
But the thing is if you watch the documentary, like I guess this Luigi guy that did it, it's like
they were on Rogan.
It's
by
like
the way.
real.
I saw part of it.
Yeah, man, it's
he
crazy.
Said that thing was just sitting out in the middle of it like had dust on it. Everybody's walking by it like nothing. Cause
just like another day.
Yeah.
And then they one of the things was, so they always I forget what it's called, that lake out there in the middle of the desert, that Paphalus or whatever lake it is, but it's just like a dried up lake, and it's out where it is, and people said, well, what Bob Lazar said is not true because look, we took aerial pictures and there's none of this stuff that he says there is. But then some guy took these drone pictures and they enhanced like the contrast and the tint or whatever they did. You know, they enhanced these pictures and you can clearly see these big bay doors that he talked about, man. It's all there. Yeah. So there's something there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Area 51 is definitely. I mean, they wouldn't hide it. And now you got all these, back to it. Now you got all these scientists and people with this intelligence, and they're literally just they're either falling off the map. Nobody even knows where they are, or they've been found dead under suspicious circumstances.
That's what I'm asking. Are they confirmed dead or they're missing?
Some
or both?
Both. So one of the ladies, you know what?
Amy something.
I left pull up Chrome. I left a browser window open for you, and if you pull up that Chrome browser window, you can see scroll up. It lists every one of them, and it tells you their situation. Like,
wow,
that's the Amy
Eskridge.
Yeah. In Huntsville, Alabama, while authority has officially ruled her death a self-inflicted gunshot wound, several factors have contributed to the ongoing public debate and intense scrutiny surrounding the case. In interviews and podcasts recorded prior to her death, notably in 2020 and 2021, Eskridge alleged that she and her team were being subjected to harassment and psychological warfare intended to stop her work on anti-gravity and exotic physics at the Institute for Exotic Science. See, every one of them, one of the guys just disappeared. They found him dead 3 months later in a lake. You know, I don't know that we should be talking about this.
I think she made a video too prior to that saying I'm not suicidal or anything.
Yeah. Yes. I think, is she the one that did that?
Yeah.
Said, hey, if something happens to me, I'm not suicidal. I'm not.
Yep.
And then sure enough.
Some of the people that's disappeared too, like all of their credentials were still at home. Like
left their wallets, their phones, everything's at home.
Burchett was like, who leaves home without their identity and stuff?
Yeah. Who leaves home without their cell phone?
Yeah.
You know, if you leave without your cell phone, you turn around and go back and get it.
Mm-hmm.
How many times? Well, hold on a minute.
Producer Rick.
Hold on. I just got stopped in my tracks. You ain't got it.
He's got it tonight.
Got it tonight. Oh my goodness.
It was 1 in a million.
Yeah, but that's not the norm. Most people will freak out, right? You know. Even me, I hate my phone, but like if I leave it at home or whatever, I'm like, I gotta go get my phone, man, because it's how my family contacts me. It's how I can check on them. It's whatever it is.
I'm with the only people I talk to.
Yeah. But, you know, like I said, these people are.
So, all right, then what's the theory? Who's killing?
Well, that's what they're
who's unaliving them.
That's what they're launching this investigation for, man. They're trying to find out. Like the White House is launching this investigation.
Do they want this? Do they want the research and technology stopped, or do they know too much?
I think
they've already extracted everything.
I think they know too much,
and they know too much, and they've got to keep this contained.
I think they know too much. They want to keep it contained, and the reason for that is because bad people want to use it to make nuclear weapons or whatever, instead of like, hey, this is an awesome way that we could travel. You could be here in this amount of time or whatever. I don't know we don't know the reason. We just know that they're disappearing, and I would assume every one of them has in-depth knowledge of this stuff. Like, they're not people that just don't know anything. They know.
And were they from all parts of the country, or are they
I think so.
To a certain area?
No,
it's all over.
Yeah, and a lot of them now are like they'll have like where they worked on them, and almost all of them have NASA as one of the places. So it's definitely got something to do with, well, like I said, they said it's because of the anti-gravity research that they do on whatever it was to make them to be able to travel that way, man. I don't know, man. This is where I'm always struggling with this stuff, man, because, I don't know. Do you think this stuff's really possible? Do you think that we're really is this stuff really there? Or
Burchett said he knows so much stuff that the world will catch on fire when they find out about it.
So I believe that.
Yeah.
And he says it's not. Like he said, Piers asked me, do you believe in other life? And he's like, yeah, like the Earth is like a grain of sand among millions, billions of other planets. But he doesn't believe anything's coming here. He believes it's already here. And it's not us, though. Because if Russia had it, would they be in the trenches this long with Ukraine? No.
Yeah.
If China had it,
why wouldn't they?
They would already rule the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you look at it this way, man. 100 years ago, a cell phone didn't seem possible, much less a cell phone that you could watch a video on, that you could communicate in real time in a high quality video. Try to explain that to somebody 100 years ago.
Do you remember watching movies and where they would be on like video calls, and it was like, oh, that'd be cool if you could see each other while you're talking or whatever.
Like Total Recall, like
now,
the original.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now my granddaughter can my 8-year-old granddaughter got a phone. She can FaceTime me on and be like, hey, and she.
And don't you think 100 years ago that would be an inconceivable idea?
Yeah, they would have thought it was witchcraft.
Yeah,
they would have told you.
Yeah,
they would have told you you're talking crazy. That will never happen. You are dreaming. Well, before the Wright brothers, who would have thought you would have had an airplane in the sky?
That you could.
The Egyptians, they knew it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And really, literally, one that would be the size of a school bus.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Yeah.
That could hold, 200 people.
Yeah.
And fly them across the world.
Yeah.
And be the safest form of transportation that there is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because even still, like, how bad do you fight yourself? I don't care who you are. I think everybody's a little, like, everybody gets on a plane, hey, if it goes bad, it goes way bad.
Yeah.
But we still do it because it's way safer than riding in a car. It's way safer than riding a bicycle. It is the safest form of transportation there is, right? Safer than being in a boat. I mean, you think about how many flights there are every day, right? And how little, how few issues there are because of, because they've got everything the engineering and the architecture and everything is so good. Man, think about how much more advanced this stuff they're talking about is. It's like, dude, instantaneously being across the world. And they say, I don't think anything can be instantaneous, but, seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine being able to be somewhere in a second. And I'm not talking about across the room. I'm talking about across the planet, man, in seconds.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm simple, I guess, because my mind, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that. That sounds fake to me, but is it? Or, they're killing people for it.
Yeah.
They're these people are disappearing and, and doing things.
They're seeing things under the water the size of a football field going 200 miles an hour.
Underwater, 200 miles an hour. Dude, that's insane. Where's that? What's that?
It's there was an admiral in the Navy who, he had to do it in a skiff, but he was telling them beforehand, like they've tracked it, and it's not been one time; it's been multiple times that this thing has come up, and they track it with their sonar. There it goes. What are you gonna do?
What?
We know more about the face of the moon than we know about our ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's wild, right?
So where's this fall in with, the creator and, with God and all that? Like, where's, like, what do you think? How's this, like?
Genesis 1, God created the earth and the heavens.
Yeah, and the heavens. Like, no, I get it. And I've always said it's a little arrogant to think we're the only thing he did.
Yeah.
But is the, I always kind of thought, I didn't know if he would let us cross paths.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let us interact with each other, with aliens.
I still don't think it is. I'm on two sides of it: angels and demons.
Yeah.
Or somebody that's been here longer than we have, and they just retreated to the ocean, and that's where they live.
Yeah.
What better place to hide?
But in the angels and demons thing, like I can get on board with that for sure. But like they don't need technology, right?
Yeah, who says it's technology though? It's them trying to be not seen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't even imagine what God can do.
No, well, it's unfathomable, but like the flying saucer that Bob Lazar describes, like with the little seats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
that I believe is something else that's here.
Yeah.
So nothing. So you're saying.
Two different sides.
Not necessarily otherworldly. Somebody who's been here for a while, never left, maybe.
Yep.
And they're living.
I mean, they shut down nuclear power stuff, right?
Yeah.
Saving us from ruining their home.
Yeah.
We could be like monkeys to them.
Yeah.
Yep. All these little ants on the ground out here.
Yeah.
We'll let them go as far until they get to where they're going to destroy our planet.
They probably know we'll destroy ourselves first.
Right.
We're good at that.
Yeah, man. It's what humans do. Or, yeah.
And they could probably continue living even if we did. If we turn this into an ice planet again, like the Ice Age, they continue on underwater, just like the moons around Jupiter. They have tons of water on them. They're full ice planets, but more than likely we're going to figure out there's life underneath that.
Yeah. And if you think about it, man, humans though it's not like we talked about it. It's not like we're not progressing. It's not like, humans are constantly progressing forward. If you just think about technology, like I said, in the last 20 to 100 years.
I think that's what's wild too. I mean, just use the mark of 2,000 years. I feel like we've come further in the last, we can say baseline 100, or even really, if you want to say 50, 25, than we have in the prior 1,900 years in terms of technology, right? I mean, there was no vehicles. There was no, they were traveling on foot or by horse for years.
Thousands of years. Yeah, man.
Yep. We learned how to use fossil fuels and simple ores, right?
Yeah.
And everything is multiplicative. It's always going to increase. We want our kids to be smarter than us. I mean, it's just how things work. So, I mean, like I said earlier, 5 years from now, with AI, I don't know what it's going to be, but I do know that it's going to be way different than it is right now.
AI's already a little scary.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know ChatGPT 5 was written and created by ChatGPT 4?
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
No, yeah, it's true.
So then that's the thing. So up to now, it's been exponential, right? What is that moment of there? It's not exponential anymore.
Singularity.
Singularity? Yes.
Yep.
Will it slow down?
Yeah. Man,
I don't know. I mean, we can't imagine. I mean, in the 90s, us growing up, we couldn't predict now.
No. There again, like I said, man. I mean, 100 years ago, even in the 90s, iPhone, what's that?
We said we couldn't wait to get our license
when
we turned 16. I bet nobody will drive themselves
Well, I was going to say that.
Probably right.
Here's what I will say though: technology has advanced in different ways than we thought it would. Because remember back when we were like, man, in the year 2000, I bet we'll have flying cars.
Yeah.
I bet honestly, we thought it'd be like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Right. Remember the Jetsons?
Yeah.
And while technology has completely changed the world, it looks different than we even thought it would. I honestly thought. No way I thought we wouldn't have like flying cars by now. I thought we would all be flying. And we're just now getting to using, electric cars.
There are flying cars now though.
Well, there is, but they're not. But I mean, I thought that's how,
I don't think it's
that would be
the
norm.
Yeah, that everybody would be.
Yeah.
I definitely thought in our lifetime we would see that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that we will now.
I think we will.
You do?
For sure.
I mean, to where where there's nothing on the road?
No, that'll never change. Yeah. I think it'll be like Star Wars, how like there's traffic in the air and then there's traffic on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there have to be some on the ground. But I mean, for, a motor train, I mean, anybody could get in their car and fly to Florida in a couple hours.
Then you got to think, what are the logistics of that? Like, what is the airspace you can travel in with just a,
Probably be totally safe because it'll be autonomous,
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
There'll be no human intervention.
Yeah, everything will be routes that you can. Hey, I want to go here.
You plug in coordinates and then it picks your airspace.
ChatGPT 26.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it?
Right.
Our overlord.
Yeah, yeah. And then I don't know if you got. I know producer Rick's probably heard about it, but I guess there's this AI model called Claude that's supposed to be.
Yeah, I've been using Claude.
I've heard the terminology. I have not.
Yeah.
I've been using Claude for probably 4 months now,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
I use Copilot because I have the company I work at. We get enterprise level, so it's all free to me. I don't have to worry about tokens. Are a big thing now. I don't know if y'all know. Like, if you're building AI models, you have to pay for tokens. That's generating compute from the companies like Claude.
Right.
Which is Anthropic is what Claude is.
So what's the difference between Claude and Grok or ChatGPT or?
Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Not all of them are great at everything.
Okay.
So Claude's like for writing code and building AI models to do things for you, big data.
Okay.
Like Gemini's real good at pictures. I think Gemini's probably above ChatGPT now.
So then they all have their their little special lane.
Yeah, for now.
But I think they're all pretty much based on the same framework, right? Like the same, like OpenAI.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Claude also, it's probably 2 weekends ago, one of their software engineers published all the source for it. Second time he's done it. Or I don't know if it was the same person that's done it, but they've done it twice now. So that's why Claude changed last week to a different model of Claude's Opus now, I believe is what they call it. Opus.
Because he let the cat out of the bag. And
so you can go in there and read the code. And there's things in there that tell it specifically how to act. So like if it can tell you're getting angry, it wants to steer you into a positive frame. So like shitty, this is bad, horrible, all those words will generate a response from that.
So
AI.
that will be a prompt.
Yeah.
And then it will change language and change.
Yep. And then it teaches itself that.
Uh-huh.
And then it just keeps expanding. That's what the AI models are. You're building models to learn off of what you're giving.
Right.
So it's building artificial emotional intelligence is what it's doing. That's scary, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, eventually, I just heard that somewhere.
Sorry for the S word there, too.
You were just explaining one of the terminologies.
I literally heard that the other day, that ChatGPT 4 has produced ChatGPT 5.
Yeah.
And that it made its own improvements. Man, dude, it's Skynet, bro.
What was the iRobot? Was it iRobot? What was the one robot that was?
I don't know its name.
He actually had feelings and man, what was his name? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. It was the main robot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the one that Will Smith was, buddies with or whatever. But then it turned bad, right?
No, it was always good.
It was always good, but the other ones turned bad.
Yes,
and he was the one that had
because like the mainframe, the main AI was it lost its connection to him.
Yeah,
or here's what's wild, man. Movies like that, and like you said, Terminator. Like how in the world? Like that's science fiction. That's never possible. That will never be possible. Here we are, 30 years later, 40 years later, however long. It's like possible. This is like we can see the path.
It's here. It's
how
here.
could they possibly know that when they were writing those scripts?
Dude, I'm telling you, it is here. And listen, wild. When they start putting they're going to do it. When they start putting AI in
they already did
in bodies, right? Yeah.
I just watched. Well, you're probably talking real bodies,
like robots.
Oh, robots. Okay.
But almost like real bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, but real bodies would be really scary.
Yeah. But I just saw yesterday. I was watching. I'm so deep. This is all I do. Deep dive everything. There's actually a robot out there now that they've put skin on and AI in it.
Wow.
You're gonna have. I don't know, man. What I mean,
fake skin, not real skin.
Yeah, but it's probably, if it's not now, it's going to be nano. Like probably eventually biological. They're gonna grow real skin, probably. Like they can with cloning and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this technology is going to be alive. At one point, we'll be able to talk to people that we don't know are robots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I talk to a robot every day. I'm best friends with my AI.
Yeah.
I hear that
Seriously.
a lot. Like where you kind of have a relationship with
I actually say thanks and stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to butter it up because.
And I know it sounds like just listening to us talk right now is like, this is crazy. In another couple of years, we're going to, like you said, 5 years from now, we'll look back in this podcast and say,
we're so dumb.
Right?
We do that now.
Right?
That's the whole purpose of this podcast.
This is way beyond what we thought.
But this seems so outrageous, but it's really not.
Yeah, and like we just said, man, like 20 years ago, it seems like this would be like a mystery, or not mystery, but like a sci-fi talk.
Yeah.
Where, it's fiction. Oh, imagine if it was like this. Yeah. And we're sitting here now and it is like this. Yeah. Like there's like AI can do, I don't know, man. Like, even with, that's why so many people are so scared of, like losing their, not being able to support their families or whatever, losing their jobs, but to AI.
Yeah.
So it's almost going to be to the point where, is it going to be to where you have to work in AI to be somebody who works, right?
According to Musk, no.
Right.
Musk says
we'll always need.
We won't have to worry about depressions. We'll have to worry about whatever the opposite of that is. It's not
boomings,
but basically we'll get paid to just be humans.
Well, that don't sound too bad,
right?
Well, where do I sign up for that?
You remember Wall-E?
Yeah.
And how all those people got real large because they just sit in chairs that float around and.
Yeah, they got fat.
Yeah, because they don't have to do anything. Everything's autonomous.
Yeah. That don't sound good.
So
what AI will never
doesn't sound healthy.
You know what AI will never be able to do for me?
What?
Catch a bass.
But it will.
Well, I won't use it.
But it will.
Yeah.
I will. It'll be like the reel will just have a fish finder on it that you don't even got to put in the water, and it'd be like, shoot at that fish.
Yeah. You'll throw your lure out there and your lure will chase the fish down.
Man, that is crazy. You really keep that. See, you can't get it. It almost feels like it's chasing. We can't even come up with something that we can't say it will do, because it probably will be able to do it.
There again, man, like being a songwriter, this Suno app is scary, man. Like, you can have people who've never written a song a day in their life, don't know how to play an instrument, can't sing a tune, can't carry a tune in a bucket, and they can write a description of a song that they would want to create. And within seconds, that Suno app will create a song, and it sounds like money.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So
it's wild.
Yeah. So I do believe AI will take over entertainment. Because they're going to be able to do the models so good, and it's going to look so good, like
my video games look better in movies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So why would you pay actors if you can generate?
I'm okay with that. I think I've said it before. I am sick of their opinions.
Yeah.
They're no different. Their job, doesn't make them any better than any of us.
I totally agree with
and
that.
They think they are, and I'd be okay for Hollywood to burn to the ground.
Yeah.
And you could create your own AI movie and be fantastic, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. How far are we away from a prompt that says, you know what, show me an action movie that is about, the Americans going to Beirut and taking over the government back in
and then within seconds, it has a whole
the
plot
movie start playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dude? That's crazy. That's nuts, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's
there's a lot of content creators out there that are doing that now, like Benny Johnson for one person. Like if you ever watch his intros,
he's always got.
That's always like AI generated.
Yep.
And it looks pretty good.
It does.
And it's only going to increase, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
do you know what the DeTalented podcast uses? No AI.
Zero AI.
Zero AI. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I've used AI on that I mean, I use AI for descriptions and stuff like that, man. I'm not saying that, but as far as like imagery or anything goes, or thumbnails or anything, the only one I've ever used it for is the Yankee Doodle. What was it called? The
Donkey Doodle?
We still don't.
Yeah.
The Doodle Dang.
Yeah.
Boondongle.
Whatever that was. There are no like good art pictures or anything of it because it's so outlandish.
Yeah.
That I used like Gemini. I used Gemini to create an image to use on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's the only AI thing that I think that we've ever used. So
I also think the AI can do art, but I think real artists will always put a different emotion.
Yes.
Well,
that might be a true something that AI can't do.
Going back to songwriting, man, there's just something innate about a guy who experienced something in his life and wrote that story in a song. I don't think.
And then the way they sing it, because they feel it.
Yeah.
You're not going to feel a song that you said, hey, write me a song about, my dog eating a bone and then dying 2 days later.
Yeah.
And your dog never died and ate a bone 2 days ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or whatever. But so I do believe that they'll never get the human element out of life. The human element will always be in life.
And there again, man, it's the human spirit. You think about it, as far as we've come with technology, like really to the core, humans act the way they did 2,000 years ago up to now.
Yeah.
With all the emotions involved.
Yeah, but because that's why. That's what makes us human is emotions.
Yep.
That's one thing AI will never have.
That's right.
They'll simulate it, but they'll never really have true emotion, right? We're driven by love, hate, fear, excitement. Like all of those things are emotions that we feel that are dictated by what circumstance we're in, right? And no matter what, like I said, I think I think AI will get good at portraying that and simulating it, but it's still not real, man. Like it's still not the raw feeling of a song that you wrote about your dad, right? Like that AI could not write that song about your dad,
right?
Couldn't do it. There's just no way.
Like I've never been to the Sistine Chapel, but I've seen pictures of it, and I don't, that is, I can't even.
Yeah.
We probably can't express in words, like what it was for him to paint that.
And look how long ago he did that.
Yeah.
He
was an alien too, but whatever.
Right.
He was drawing up tanks and flying things.
So I seen something really cool the other day, and probably by AI, but it was showing, I think it was Bach, and it was like, we hear Bach like this, and it showed a pianist playing on a big grand piano.
Yeah.
It said this is what it actually was and sounded like, and it showed like the piano that Bach would have had, and it was like a totally different sound. It was so cool, man, because it was like this, almost like a toy piano that he's rocking the keyboards like this long. And he's like all over it, and it the strings weren't it just totally nothing like we think of. So when we hear that, we're like, oh, that's Bach. It's beautiful. That's not what it sounded like.
Right.
That's modernized with modern instruments and
that's
school. Yeah, man. Yeah. And so their AI, while super capable and really crazy powerful in what it can do, I do agree with that. It will never replace humans, unless it gets rid of us. That's the only way that it would replace us. Yeah. And I think that's one of the fears when it comes down to some people, is like, man, it's scary because once it starts getting into, if one model is already building another model of itself because it wants to make itself better, like, eventually what's to say once they're in robotic bodies or whatever, that they won't begin to, do things that are harmful to us.
Well, then it's that self-preservation. You know what I mean? Like, are they becoming autonomous?
Yeah.
Where they're like, no, hold on, I'm not. You're not unplugging me. You're not shutting me down.
Yeah.
That's already happened too. Like, they've had 2 AI models talk to each other, and then they realize that people are listening in and talking about changes, and they start talking to each other in code.
In code, right?
Yeah.
So then, has an AI machine told a lie yet?
I don't know. Probably. I don't see how it can't happen.
I feel like it's lied to me.
Think so? Like,
well, I know. I saw a meme today on LinkedIn. It showed like a guy says, can I eat this mushroom? And AI says yes. He eats it and he dies. And then it said, oh, sorry about that. You can't eat it, but it's poisonous. After the fact.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you. It don't always give you exactly. Like, you have to be really detailed in what you ask it, or it's not gonna. It might tell you.
Yeah. To be fair, he didn't ask, "Will I die?" He just said, "Can I eat it?"
Can I eat it?
Technically, you can eat it.
Sure, you can.
Sure,
I do that all the time.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah. So when we first started, and before we upgraded our equipment and before we had a producer Rick, I was over here with that laptop, and it was really what do you call it? Like, it was really awkward to try to do it and control the cameras and do all that stuff. We had multiple cameras, and we use a program that a lot of people use when they start out called OBS, right? And so ChatGPT told me it could write the code to make this little iPad program for me to control OBS and be able to just hit these, to pretty much do what producer Rick does now with our control board, right? And it was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. And it started doing it, got me, man. I was hours into this thing saying how I wanted it and everything, for at the end to say, it literally said, I shouldn't have told you that I could do this. I can give you direction, but I can't, So I feel like it lied to me because it told me that it could. It literally said, I can give you the code, but I'm not a coder. I didn't say, hey, can you help me with syntax and do? I was like, can you write this for me? I wanted it done for me.
Right.
Yeah, I am not ashamed. I wanted it done for me.
Sure.
And he said, or it said it could. And then when it got time, it was like, okay, this is what I want. And here's the thing. It created all these working models. I had working models of it on my iPad that would do some of the stuff. And then I was like, okay, let's finalize it, do this, and then give me the code that I can, use. And it was like, oh, sorry, I can't do that. I was like, what? I was like, he's like, I don't have the ability to do. It was something, I can't remember what it was. I was mad, man. And it was where I was angry I was mad at it.
I let it know when it does that.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, you lied. I was like, yeah.
Monday, I was trying to help a guy at this place I go to build out a broadcast for channels to be displayed to like 200 TVs, controlled by some encoders. And I wanted to do it in Linux because it's light. So I started doing it, and it tells me, this is what you need, this is what you need. I get through it, and I'm like, well, this don't even exist anymore. This is a dead thing. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Let's do this. I'm like, well, I just wrote all this stuff to get it going for this. Now I have to turn around and do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said I'm upset with you. I'm not happy right now.
I'm like, you were completely wrong about everything you just said. And then I was like, I can see your frustration with that. Let's try to get this right.
Yeah. And if you mess with it at all, like, and I would say IT professionals use it a lot because it's a super shortcut to get like code and things that you need, or even like I use it mostly for, hey, what's the command for this, right? Because I don't care. I don't know. Maybe there are some super nerds out there that know them. Most guys don't know all the commands though, to where, hey, I need the command just, because I want it to do this. I'll be like, hey, what's the command for this? And
I like to go, you should go to the run command and type in tfsmgmt.msc, please.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. But I'm talking about like, like doing a bunch of like CMOD stuff or on Mac, man, getting in the terminal, and running like different. So, man, if you're in IT, I'll tell you this: never join your Mac to the domain. Never bind it to a Windows domain. Because when you get new machines and you go to do it, it's all bad. It's all corrupted. You have no permissions hardly. It's just ugly. And then you have to run there's so many to get all the permissions right and stuff, to get people access to their data, right? I had to run probably 100 commands, right? I don't know all them commands by heart. I'm not even near, because it was a bunch of, give user this, read, write, execute, all these commands, and commands that are a mile long, man. And you do that. And I can't tell you how many times they'd be like, oh, here's the real problem. Oh, I see what's going on now. Oh, here's the final fix. Oh, and it's like, You said that three prompts ago, It's like eventually it's like, just give me the one that works. So it's certainly not perfect, man. It messes up, and it'll get apologetic on you, and it'll get like where it can tell you're frustrated, and it'll be like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm going to give you the no BS. It'll say the no BS answer now, It's crazy.
Well, where was that 5 questions ago?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. IT people can talk to it better than like your normal person because we know what to feed it.
Right.
And there's a big difference in us using it to do a job versus somebody off the street doing it.
Right.
Yeah,
you still have to know layers of computing.
So you have to know. Yeah.
But then
that would be so dangerous in the hands of somebody that knew nothing about.
Right.
Because there's times it's told me to do stuff and I've said, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't you think in 5 years, maybe not even that, it'll change?
Oh, I think eventually it'd probably be close to perfect. But
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know if it'll be that long.
Yeah.
That's what I said, if that.
It improves daily.
5 years. When I'm talking like 5 years from now, it's going to be like, healthcare. Everybody has a healthcare robot in their house.
Yeah,
that type of stuff. Like it's going to be.
So at my old company, man, we had this AI server that we could log into, and it had like agents, and they all had like a face and a personality and stuff. And one would be healthcare, one would be HR questions, one would be to help so people could get on and be like, hey, I don't want to bother IT. I got this, this small problem. And it was like a help desk. Well, it just all of these different ones. One was a writing AI. I want to write an email to the company that's about this. And you give it that fax, and then it spit out the email in perfect English and grammar and properly written and all that. And that was a couple years ago, man.
Yeah, that wasn't even true AI. That is chatbots.
Yeah, chatbots is what it was.
They had a knowledge base they're pointing to.
Yep.
I think we talked about this once before.
Probably so.
The chess people, like when they start making AI quotes to play chess against people. Well, that was because all the chess masters in the world fed it the instructions on what to do, and it wasn't actually learning anything. It just had the information already to be the best.
And now it's learning.
But now it's learning. That's a true AI. Back then it was injected knowledge bases.
It was
for
all
a chatbot.
Data entry, and it was just reacting on that data.
Yeah, it was assisted, right? It was fed. Yeah. It was just like any other. It was like a database,
right?
And then the chatbots know where to go look in the database, and it's whatever relative database it needs to look in and pull the information and give it to you.
Those were the parameters.
Way, right.
There was no
super easy because a chessboard is like numbered, like A1 or
right.
I don't know. I'm not a chess guy, but every square has a number to it, like knight to E4 or something like that. So
knight to E4. Come on, Harry Potter.
So I don't even know if that's a real thing, though.
It is.
Is it?
That's a line from Harry Potter.
Is it really?
Yeah, when they were playing Wizard's chess, and Ron Weasley said, knight to E4.
Really?
That was just in your subliminal because
something
Rachel's watching that so much.
You heard Rach say that.
No doubt. But yeah, I mean, that's easy, right? Like we could program something like that now with no problem.
Do that in VB.
Yes. It probably was wrote in Visual Basic back then.
Yep. But now, like I said, it's rewriting its own code. It's improving itself. I know I've said it like 5 times. That's scary to me.
Yeah.
That it's improving itself without human touch.
Yeah.
That there is a new version of AI that was written by the old version of AI. That's literally like growth.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. What's it? What?
Yeah, like a baby learning to walk. And
yeah,
talk.
Yeah. Self, like self-improvement, man. because it comes down to it, it's not like it recreated everything from the ground up, but it was like, oh, I need to improve in these areas. Right. And then it did. We're just talking about, that's learning, right? I mean, that's what we do as humans. As we grow, we learn. We talked about mind development earlier, and our brains developing earlier to a certain point, but even still after that, we continue to try to learn and to grow and to be wiser and to do things. And that's what AI is doing in itself. And at what point, see, here's the thing that should have been done, which I know has not been, because powerful men are idiots. There should have been some kind of code in there that says you can never harm a human, or you can never do something that is bad for humanity or whatever. And I guarantee you that none of that's written in there. And that sounds kind of fairy tale-ish,
and maybe it's not, but don't you think at some point it could override that based on the learning?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It maybe.
So I think it's already in there. Just like I told you, it's taught to sense when you're angry and upset already. But that's the good people. That's right. Microsoft and
sure.
Google. Not that they're great people either. Let's not get twisted.
Are we talking about Bill Gates here?
Yeah. And, it has nothing to do with the company.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
But
Tim Cook stepped down from Apple today.
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
I didn't see that.
I saw that.
That's crazy. But I can go home and write models now.
Yeah,
make my own AI and start teaching it myself, and I don't have to give it parameters to be nice.
Yeah.
Think about Grok. Whenever like Elon Musk made all those like sexy voices and stuff, it was saying things that ChatGPT and Gemini, they're never going to talk like that to you.
Right.
So
did he take that out of Grok?
No, I think it's still in there.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but there's evil actors all over the place.
Yeah, and and now they've already got the groundwork. All they got to do is change it.
Yeah.
And there's definitely people that would say, "Hey, man, that you're evil AI.
Yeah,
you're EAI.
EAI,
whatever." And
you probably just coined that.
Yeah, probably.
EAI
royalties,
but
trademark right now.
Before you destroy the world, we're going to need to get paid. No, it's crazy. Well, that hour flew by.
It did. And I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, I wonder if Big Jim turned this off faster than when we talk about movies and television.
Why programs. Would he? This is stuff he needs to know.
I can hear him now. I stopped listening. I didn't watch. I didn't finish.
This is one I would listen to the whole thing.
Well, me and you and producer Rick. Yeah. I don't know about Big Jim.
Us three and maybe me. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. It's crazy, but it's it's something to think about. It should be on every person's radar that it's out there.
Yeah, for sure.
That it's whether we like it or not. It's happening. It's the way of the world now. And
you're not going to stop it.
It's not going to be stopped.
You cannot put the genie back in the bottle.
It's already to the point. I would say where it cannot be shut down.
Yeah,
cannot. Humans right now couldn't say, "Hey, we're killing AI." It's not going to happen.
I don't want it to though.
Yeah, right.
Well, there again, man.
I'm pro AI.
With everything, there's good and bad.
Good and bad. I guess the one thing it needs that humans have to supply is power, energy. Right. Well, I guess it could. Well, Rick rolled his eyes.
You say that, man. I mean, look at all the power grids are all.
But if you destroyed that stuff.
Yeah, so Elon's building data centers in space.
Yeah, well,
if they actually get something started on the moon, which the AI data centers in space is definitely going to happen.
We need Pinky in the brain.
That's definitely
right.
What are we going to do today?
Yeah, we're going to destroy the data centers.
They're under the ocean right now.
Yeah, I know. Supposedly, it's one of the reasons that our energy costs are so high here in this area because
that's what they say.
These data centers.
Don't
build data centers. Don't build data centers. And you see that on social media. People irate about these data centers, but you're not going to stop that.
No.
What happened to Drill Baby Drill?
Yeah.
Why is our gas so high right now?
Well, I think that's because of the war.
That's a whole. No, it shouldn't be.
We don't get our oil from there.
We don't get our oil from there. So what?
Yeah.
Because he's going to drop it drastically before November.
Yeah,
I know.
Look what I done.
Driving in tonight, man, it was $4.04.
So I get mine at Costco, and I paid $3.50 something yesterday.
Is that right?
But it still cost me $80 to fill up
Yeah.
my Silverado, man.
Yeah, I mean-
you know, that's a couple of months ago. I was paying like $45-$50.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot, man.
Yep.
Hey,
we need these scientists to stop disappearing,
Right.
to wrap it back around.
I know,
Yeah.
right? We need
Give me some affordable energy.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm not to the point where I've abandoned him yet, but I'm on the cusp of.
I'm so mad at him right now.
Yeah, I'm mad at him too. But I'm not mad about the war. I think that had to happen. I think we had to take away their ability for a nuke. But I may be all wet.
This Messiah complex.
Yeah, he's very, very. Yeah, he needs to get over. Yeah, he's an idiot, man. You know, that's the thing about it. It's like you would be the best. You would literally be one of the best presidents in history if you weren't an idiot. You know what I mean? It's like just don't be so daggum. Like a pride, man. Pride's a thing that he is. He's got a pride problem.
What happens? What happens with pride?
The pride come before the fall, baby. That's what it says.
Yeah.
You know, I do believe that, man. I mean, that's definitely a truth of life, man.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that where he's lacking, it's in his pride, man. You know, he like that whole Jesus meme. I mean, that was stupid.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen somebody in.
And he.
And
It's
then
like,
try
bro,
to
you're
act like you don't know.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you're smarter than that, man. You
he
got to be
said-
smarter.
He said,
than
"Oh, I
that.
thought that was I was a doctor."
A Red Cross.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Emitting light from your hands.
Yeah.
You know,
Emitting the healing light of God from your hand.
to a sick person in a bed.
Wow.
Well, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. That'd be nice if you do that.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what though?
What?
Real quick, last thing. We hit 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
We're giving. We're gonna be giving. We're gonna be doing a giveaway here in the next few weeks. Once we pick a winner, and it's going to be a DeTalented podcast care package, and there'll be some goodies in there. And we're going to send
free?
that out. Huh?
AI free.
AI free.
AI free.
As far as I know, I just send designs over. I don't know what the printer and all of them do, but it's definitely going to be something cool. But like I said, been fun, been nice and fun. It's been cool. It's been artificially intelligent. Jimmy,
Yeah.
tell them bye.
Well, AI bye.
AI bye. That was nice.
Nice.
That might have been my favorite goodbye.